Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Orwell. So we are pondering about this email that got from David Jones. And I'm not entirely sure what this is all about, but he got some hands on an internal document. And it's also, again, about the Perkle leaks. I'm gonna check that immediately. What? How does this person leak confidential information to Rabban Var? This is very troubling news. I'm not aware of anyone of our own people with this name though. I will turn this David Jones into a target person. You might want to investigate so if you desire. Remember though that Rabban Var remains the primary target. Get us something to obliterate him with. What are the Perkle leaks? Operation Cavalry. This document describes an incident in which the National Army bombarded a Pargesian school. The Army of the Nation has been well aware of the fact that many students and teachers were in the building at the time. The school has been used as a bomb shelter for many weeks. On December 6, 2010, national troops started shelling the school, leaving it completely destroyed. Afterwards, the ruins were searched by military with the help of civilians looking for their children. Soldiers Oleg Baka and Alexander Petkovich were the only survivors of the side of the Pargesian army and were secured from the shelter. There was only one known civilian survivor whom the Pargesian soldiers had managed to save, but was still seriously injured. The school's principal, Rabban Var, has been found wounded and retrieved from the ruins. This is how he ended up with us, yes. Only one. What happened to the children? When encountered by civilians, Rabban Var was met with extreme aversion and had to be protected from them by the army. Rabban Var, the only civilian. I don't see any hints to his students there. I thought he had rescued a lot of his students. Did they all die in that fucking shelter? Here comes his article. We must end this. Get me a narrative. He's back to nearly 400,000. Had to be protected from an angry mob. Huh, the power of the people. What did he do to deserve that? What happened there? The report reveals that the order to open fire had been given by a supreme command of the within the government of the nation, who had stated that the school was occupied by terrorist group forces of true Parges. This turned out to be untrue since there were only civilian and Pargesian army soldiers there. The shelling was a serious violation of the international law and human rights by the army of the nation. My child died in the school bombing. I want justice. How did you Busage? My child died in the school bombing on Monday. I can barely type this message as my hands shake as I try to comprehend that my little girl was gone. I haven't slept and my stomach is retching as I try to process my grief. I just want to find the ones responsible for the attack, look them in the eye and make them know just a fraction of the pain that I'm feeling now. I need to know what happened, and I also need to know why it happened. Also, how is that Rabban Var was the only survivor? Can someone please explain that to me? Because right now I'm having a real hard time working out that one out. Eliavar, dear Mr. Busage, I understand your feeling and your outrage, and I cannot emphasize enough how sorry I am for your loss. I am answering on account of my brother, who is still hospitalized and in shock about what has happened. Please take into account that he tried everything in his power to protect all pupils of Prava Secondary. Nonetheless, he can't help but blame himself for what has happened and feels the utmost sympathy for each and every one who lost a child or other family member in the bombings. But it is not his fault that the FTP attacked the school. Are you kidding me? Mr. Ward was the one who attracted the attention of the FTP by hiring soldiers of the Pargesian army to defend Prava Secondary. This is why the FTP started the shelling. He rightly blames himself for what has happened because he is the one to fucking blame. I cannot believe have the gall to come here and defend him. My daughter is also gone. Did all that he could? How could not one single child survive, huh? How dare you claim that your brother is not responsible for this? Derek Antonich. Well, I did not lose any family members in the bombing. I have to agree with the people here. You have no right to come in here and defend Rabban when he, as principal and therefore the head of the school, called the armed forces to our school. Have you no shame? To give you an idea of what he has done, here is a list they published of people who died that day, a majority of whom were pupils aged 11 to 15. My God. Mayor Grabovich, dear citizens of Prava, I understand your concerns and I wish to express my sincere condolences. It is a natural reaction to this truly horrific situation to seek answers for what has happened, but if you really want to hold somebody accountable, it should be the FTP who conducted these bombings. Blame the government for not protecting us. Blame the soldiers of the nation for failing just as much, but please do not blame one of us. Do not blame the principal who has done everything he can to help these children, to support parents, to save people. As citizens of Prava, we should stick together in difficult times instead of throwing stones at each other. Please don't make this terrible war get the best of you. Rabban Vard, first please... Okay, that's 2 years later. No, wait. December 22nd, 2010. Okay, about 14 days later. First, please let me tell you all that I am terribly heartbroken that all my pupils died in the bombing of Prava Secondary. Didn't he say that he saved all of them? He lied about that. I cannot believe it. This man, this fraud, to claim he has saved the student despite... We should have known. We should have known a long time ago that this is what Ilya must have lied about for him. All these lies make me sick. But there's a silver lining. This is all we need. No need to construct a narrative. This itself will be his undoing. Bring him down. Bring him down! I decided to speak here, not because I am trying to defend myself. Instead, I discovered a very important fact that the citizens of Prava need to know about. Something that is highly crucial to seeing the bigger picture of this whole goddamn war. The bomb that hit Prava Secondary was a GPB N300. I know these bombs, and they are not the kind of weapons that the FTP usually deals with. These bombs are owned primarily by the Pargesian army. This was not the FTP. This attack was executed by the army and therefore the government itself. Are you for real, Vard, Miss Tosela? You come barging in here with what is barely a half-assed apology and then start spewing conspiracy theories. Our children died. You didn't protect them. And when you needed someone, that was your job. Now my job is to make sure you don't step foot in our beautiful town again. I will make sure that everyone knows the kind of man you are, Vard. An insensitive, cowardly child murderer. Rabban, I did not murder your children, the government did. It makes a lot of sense. Doesn't anyone here even care about the facts? Fabien Messarosh, what are you still doing here? To hell with your so-called facts. I agree with Miss Toskola. You are a child murderer who deserves to be shot. Harry Busic, we want you out, Principal Ward. Ilya Vard, my brother has done nothing wrong. He dedicated his life to the school, to his pupils, and this is how you thank him. He did everything he could to try and save them. Derek, Ilya, the fact that you are defending your brother's abhorrent actions only make you an accomplice in our eyes. You should both leave out the country and never come back. Ilya Vard, we just might. Thank you for nothing, citizens of Prava. The national government kills citizens to manipulate their thoughts. They murder people. To be clear, yes, it is true that I invited soldiers to the Pargesian army to my school in Prava, but this fact was taken entirely out of context in order to fabricate a news story, aiming to destroy me. The only reason I hired the Pargesian army was to protect Prava Secondary. If you don't believe me that the national government are preposterous liars, here's another truth for you. My school was not bombed by troops of the Pargesian army at all. The national government ordered the shelling of Prava Secondary and blamed Pargesian soldiers because they wanted to prove the media that they were needed in Parges to protect the Pargesian people. Instead, they destroyed everything I loved in my hometown. This is what your government does to the innocent, to the weak. This is why I shall from now on call them national murderers. No pending article. Socialite. David Jones. I'm gonna check this later. But for now, I think we have to publish this desktop. Yeah, they're leaving. So it is safe to assume that the two have left Bonton together then, I presume, which means Rabban Vart is on his own. Good. No Pargesian hero. Rabban Vart only saved himself what all of his students died and built a false myth to profit from. Okay, this is gonna take an hour. I really wonder what's gonna happen in that hour. Look at the time go. If this is not the final strike, then I don't know what will be. I hope I'm having a coffee in the office as well. Oh my god. Take a look at Blabber, you need to see this. Okay, that took him down quite a lot. People's voice. I knew it. This ignorant, miserable bunch. There are still far too many people standing by the people's voice. We have failed. This is it. We failed, plain and simple. Our efforts are for naught. The riots before the presidential palace rage on unchecked. All we can do is hope for... What? Rabban Vart started an announcement. I fear for the worst. This is the end, Agent. Wait. Home. This is my last announcement. Okay, hold on. Let's see what they said on the Blabber. I knew it from the start. Wasn't it obvious from the beginning that he was no Pargesian hero? You never really took the truth that seriously anyway, did you, Rabban? The truth. What do you claim to know about the truth? Are you a Blabber bot? Are you a real person? Are you a liar? Am I a liar? I was always wondering whether you folks will ever learn that truth is not black and white. Don't you guys get it? Rabban has been fighting these rumors about him all day. This is a giant shitstorm incited by the goddamn national government. They are trying to get rid of him and the people's voice. Let's show them that they will not succeed. No Pargesian hero is bullshit. You've been reading your blog ever since day one when you wrote about your arduous journey to the nation. You were my heroes. I am deeply disappointed in who you turned out to be. Why did I ever trust you, Rabban Vart? I am deeply sorry that you feel that way. I beg you to keep in mind that false information is being spread about me all over the internet, and that they are trying to bring us down. Please do not let them succeed. My last announcement. To those of the readers who stuck with me until the end, thank you.
My dear followers, those of you who still remain, the story that has finally been spread by the despicable government mouthpiece, it is true. All of it. I never saved those children. Because I was too afraid. Because I ran for my life, eager of saving it before theirs. Here I now am, alive, and they aren't. I had so long forgotten about it, and now it's shaking me to my core. I believed that if I only tried hard enough, I could change things, that I could make things better for my people at home in Parges. I believed I could fight against the corrupt, evil, rotten politicians longing for power at the people's expense. I believed I could free my home country from these parasites and go back home. If only I twisted words long enough. We all need a reliable base on which our world is based. Our truth. This was mine. But now I realize that I've been living a lie. Not only a lie that made you believe in me, but a lie that allowed me to forget who I actually was. A far too comfortable lie. Only one thing is worse. Knowing that even as I speak, you all continue. Carry on, Fight on with all your fury, perpetuating that very lie endlessly, creating new truths based on fake claims put out there ages ago. What will become of this world when everybody has their own truth? What will be real, dependable? Everything will be nothing. Truth is dead. And I killed it that very day I was too afraid to speak up and correct a mistake. But no longer. This story has to end on my terms. There's hardly anything more concrete than a bullet. It creates a tangible, uncomfortable fact. The very thing needed for a resurrection of truth.